Welcome back. So we'll continue where we have left with the part 1 part, and now this is the second part of this generative AI tester introduction. So now when we think about the tools that we can use for this generative AI, we have different tools available, and we'll be focusing mostly on the chat GPT-3, Google Bard, and GitHub CoPilot during all the video sessions. Okay, however there are other tools like applet tool, TestIM, and you can have a look into them as well. Okay, so now when we come to the GPT-3, if you look at the name, it is nothing but generative pre-trained transformer. It is developed by OpenAI and it is based upon the transformer architecture. Okay, similarly when we'll be going for the Google Bard, so it is developed by Google and it is powered by the PART2 language model. Like there are different language models, you can if you are interested you can look them into separately. Okay, and it is still under development. Then GitHub Copilot, it is mostly for helping the developer in writing the code in a more efficient way. It has the automatic code suggestion, then auto completion, and the best part is that it is integrated with most of the code editors like IntelliJ, then Visual Studio Code, and we'll be going to see also in the IntelliJ. Then what is the chat GPT actually? So it is the part of the GPT-3 model, so you can tell that it is a specific application of GPT-3. Okay, and it is mostly used for the human text-based conversation. Like when we will be using this, we will see that we will be interacting with a human, we will be asking questions and we will be getting the responses. Okay, so we'll see it during our regular application. And if you don't have the OpenAI account, okay, so you can create one as well. If you see this is the OpenAI link, by accessing the link you can have the sign up button and you can provide the details and have your account created. Similarly for Google Bard, and for the GitHub Copilot it will be free for first 1 month and after that it will be chargeable. Okay, so now let's focus to the point that as a QA engineer where we can take the help of AI. Now again I'm repeating that AI may not be 100% correct. Okay, so you are the person who need to decide whether it is correct or not. Okay, the thing is we are going to take the help of AI so that you can match your the test cases, or you can think of many more scenarios if something you have missed, or but never blindly believe in the AI because this is trained on the pre-trained data set. Okay, so it can be sometimes wrong as well. Okay, now let's see one of the scenario as the test case. Okay, there are many areas that we can use in the field of software testing. We'll be taking some use cases here like test case design and test case writing the test steps. Okay, and test data generation, then writing a automation code as well, and then bug reporting or kind of sending the summary report after the execution. Okay, now let's take the very first example. You can say this is the design phase. You are an automation architect and you are trying to design for an e-commerce website, and the first one is the login page, and you are wondering what are the different type of tests that you can perform, or might be you want to get an idea. Okay, now if you see there is a text here, this is something that I am going to enter in the prompt, that as an automation architect I am designing for an e-commerce login page. What are the different tests that I can perform around the login page? how can I automate the login page. For example, if you get some confusion that okay, what are the different tools that I can use for the login, let's try to ask the generative AI, and what answer we are getting, let's check. Then how can I do the load testing of the login page. So these are the different questions that I'm going to ask to the generative AI. So I have already written it down. Okay, so I'll do a copy paste here, and I'll go to my generative AI. Okay, if you see, this is the welcome homepage of the Google Bard, and it is also telling you that I have limitation and won't always get it right for, but your feedback will help me improve. Okay, so okay, this is the Google Bard and this is the chat GPT. Let me ask in the both the places as well. Let me put it here. Let's see if what it is responding, and here in the chat GPT I am also trying to ask it. Okay, now when I put my question like a human, it tried to answer me, and I can find that the answer seems to be pretty correct. So if you see, this is the e-commerce login page, so it is first pointing out that you can go for the functional testing, and inside the functional testing you can have the positive test cases and negative test cases, and in the positive test cases what are the different combinations that you can have. Similarly, for the negative test cases, what are the different test cases, you can write it down. And when you think about the other side of the testing like security testing, it is also suggesting that you can have the security testing, and there are different type of security testing as well, then usability testing. And even if for the automation of the login page, it is also suggesting me some few tools. You can look at Selenium, Appium, Cypress, and it is also suggesting the test step that you have to create the test script, and you can have the data driven testing to multiple test cases. Then you can also go for the cross browser compatibility. Then it is also suggesting for the load testing. Okay, and what are the load testing scenarios, and it is also asking for the performance testing. So whenever I am asking this question as an architect, I am getting some idea that these are the areas that I can able to test it, and these are the some different combinations of different area like functionality testing. There will be positive test case, negative test case, and in the automation testing, even if there are tools like Selenium and Cypress, then which tool we need to choose. Okay, similarly, if we look at this Google Word also, it also provided the details. If you see here that similar kind of response. Okay, and even if it has provided the code using the Python Selenium, that how you can write the code for it. Okay, and it is also asking that for the load testing you can use for the go JMeter part, and a sample file for the XML input it has also provided. Okay, so you can see that with this help of AI in very less time, and I am just entering my prompt here that as an automation architect I want to know the details, and I am getting very useful responses. So this is how we can take the help of generative AI mostly during the design phase. Similarly, let's move one step ahead to this next one. So now it comes to the term of a test engineer who want to write the test cases. And if you see, I have also prepared another prompt for writing the test cases. Okay, so as a testing engineer, I want to write the test cases for a login page of an e-commerce site. Help me with 5 test cases with the test steps and test data validation. So I have also written it down. Now let me go and try to paste it in the open AI chat GPT. Similarly, I can give a try for this Google Bard as well. So if you see here, it is writing I have asked for the help me with 5 test cases, and it has provided test case 1 valid login. Even if the test step that navigate to the e-commerce login page, then enter valid username, valid password, then the test data validations. Okay, successful login message of the user dashboard element should be visible. Okay, so you can find it has created around 5 test cases for me along with the password link, and similarly this Google bot as well. Okay, so instead of writing detailed steps and everything, you can directly have a look into this. Okay, verify on your own, and you can copy it and modify as per your need. Okay, so now